Something like a phenomenon. Something like a phenomenon. Kell Brook. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. Now, the Sun newspaper didn't make Kell snort the coke, but it would be them to be running the story. It would be them. They're so archetype spitting image. A lot of you are a bit lost here. You won't know this program, but it's an iconic British program. Basically a satirical puppet show. And they cover politics and celebrities, and it's just fucking, it's brilliant. And the way they portray the British press with the pig puppets, just classic. And they really epitomise that pig puppet, the Sun newspaper. Well, I don't know what kind of powder he's going to say it is if it ain't coke. His manager, who I believe Terry is his dad, Terry Thompson, they don't share the same surname. He's saying it was a joke. The video of these photos were taken in 2014, shortly after he beat Sean Porter, because you can see the IBF belt there. And there's a picture of him when he's younger on the table. And who leaked the photos? Why would you make a joke like this, knowing that if the photos ever went public, the backlash would be tremendous? Now, he's supposedly making a comeback. Will this have an impact on him getting a license at 36 years of age? It could do. It could do. Now, this was his home in Sheffield. This is the same year he got stabbed in Tenerife. The same year. And he also got stabbed in 2007 in his arse outside some club in Sheffield. He's admitting to going through depression in 2020 after he lost to Golovkin and got his eye socket broke. His manager, Mr. Thompson, I think that's his dad. Dad don't have the same surname, apparently. It could be, but I could be wrong. His dad said, his manager, this is a thing that has sort of got out of hand. They were at his house. They were having a laugh. They were joking about things. Asked if the powder was cocaine, he replied no. I claim I'm innocent, but that's what they all say. Well, what is it then? He's sniffing something. And like, if it's not coke, why would you sniff it? Like, who would sniff? What is it you would sniff up your nose? You wouldn't sniff powder or salt, sugar. What was it? He's definitely sniffing it. I tell you what, he's getting hammered online. He's getting hammered. And I made my little jokes here too, right? But it's not funny, you know. It's not funny. He's got kids. He's got a wife. But anyway, it will die down. You can't grab the headlines for too long on the internet. The next car crash is always on its way. Yeah, Bernard is a little punchy. We'd have to connect that to his boxing career. But there's people in the comment section, I feel bad for Bernard, I feel bad for Bernard. I don't think people understand how they sound to the enlightened, and I'm putting myself in the enlightened bracket. You feel bad for Bernard Hopkins? No, feel bad for yourself. Bernard has provided for his wife, his daughter. If his daughter has children, they'll be provided for through him sacrificing. Stop feeling sorry for people and being on your high horse about, you know, oh, that's sad you did that. No. Start thinking about your own life and stop feeling sorry for people who've accomplished and sacrificed and put it down. Like Muhammad Ali. When Ali couldn't hide the sheikhs, he still had clarity of mind. He didn't have no regrets. He'd often say, I don't have no regrets. Regrets about what? I'm Muhammad Ali. And look, it's not just, oh yeah, he provided for his family. No. Ali inspired how many black people to get into journalism, start businesses, sports management, and this, that. Look, and I apologize. It's kind of a habit. Yeah, he inspired black people. No, he inspired people of all ethnicities to go get up and do something and make them feel good about themselves. Yeah? Forget about the Parkinsons all the time. You always reflect on the negative fucking shit. So I should feel sorry for the guy who's got a statue built after him. Shouldn't I be asking why he's got the statue built for him, rather than I feel sorry for him? He's in the record books. Oldest world champion, I believe. 4-belt undisputed champion, I believe. He's in the record books. He's made his mark. Go do some research about the pivotal role he's played in Golden Boy and other stuff he's done outside the ring. It's there if you do the research. Well, I feel sorry for you that you ain't going to inspire no young people to do shit. How about that? Yeah, he's punchy, but I heard what he had to say about Tank Davis, every fucking word. About Ryan Garcia, every last word I heard. Some of you focus on the wrong shit. And I have to speak like this as one of the elder YouTubers. Stop focusing on bullcrap. Use your ears for what they were intended to be used for. You started dissing the PBC, tearing Al Heyman apart. Are the PBC fighters going to follow Tank and take their career into their own hands so they can deliver the fights that the fans want to see? Legacy building fights? You didn't hear that, or do you just hear, yeah, he's a bit punchy? Yo, Adrian! We needed the former undisputed middleweight champion to say some of the shit that we've been saying for fucking years. That yeah, Crawford and Spence are going to be looking at these young dudes making it happen. Bernard was talking about Tank had to leave Floyd, and I'm going to embellish a little and put Leonard in there. Had to leave Floyd and Leonard. I don't know if Al is still in the mix in Tank's career, but this is what he's had to do to make real fights happen. And he said, yeah, you're going to be looking at these young dudes. Once the doors open, you're going to be looking, and you're going to be this old dude hanging on to fucking Al's skirt, Errol. He spoke about the good old days are gone where Al could pay you 12-round money for 4-round level fights. What are you going to do when that dries up? And I'm going to embellish again. When the inactivity kicks in, now you got to start thinking about the days DAZN offered you all that money. Remember Jamal? And now your wife's coming out talking about you can't make house payments and that you're not going to fight again. And listen, if Jamal Charlo is going through issues with his mental health, it's not nothing to joke about. And I hope he recovers. I do wish he had took the Andrade fight. His brother sold him out, Jamel, that he didn't take the Canelo fight. I wish he had done more with his career if it's over. Should have took the DAZN money. Yeah. And it's been on my mind. I wonder if the issues he's going through is because his career has been guided really badly, horribly. You know? And like Bernard was saying, yeah, you got to give Al 35-40% of your money. He don't promote. He advises. But if he can get you to fight once a year and he's got 50, 100 people on book getting 40% for that 1 or 2 fights you have a year, it's free money. From either angle. Showtime, Fox, rarely, if not, doesn't do cross promotions. So every time he puts on one of them garbage fights every so often, this is how he keeps them inactive and makes money. Because instead of letting your fighters fight twice a year, where if you have more dates and more cards, you likely have to do cross promotions to fill out all the cards and get decent content. But what he does, he puts them in once every year, but it's 2 PBC fighters. So from one fight, he gets 80%. They're both PBC fighters. He's taking 40% of both of them. It's a con. I'm telling you now. This is just my opinion. I ain't got no proof. But Al's usefulness for most of them PBC fighters probably ran out 3 or 4 years ago. But he's basically taking his 35-40%, which they didn't mind at the time, because like Bernard was saying, they were getting a lot of money. Like Blue Blood phrased it right. Saying fighters are getting overpaid is not good, Bernard, right? You're risking your health in there. But when they were getting very good money for the level of fights they were taking, yeah, it's cool Al takes 35-40%. But you're a grown man now. Your career should be advancing. Look at your record. But now you're all inactive, not getting career-defining fights, and at this stage you should be moving on with your career. It's like a noose around your neck he's taking that 35-40%. Wilder put out there the other day. Who was he speaking about? He couldn't have been speaking about Eddie or Bob. They don't promote him. Lou DiBella's gone. He's speaking about Al. I want my money straight away. Give me what you owe me. Don't pay me in no installments. I want it straight away. Not months after. Broner's saying the same thing. Getting his money in installments. Allowances. Bernard was dropping game. He dropped the game on Al. Bernard was talking about the Muhammad Ali Act, which he said he stood up for. So he was a pivotal part on that being passed through government. Al is circumventing the Muhammad Ali Act because you cannot manage and promote the same fighter. But the Muhammad Ali Act doesn't cover an advisor taking percentages from boxers, still putting on cards, and getting someone to front the promotion. It doesn't cover that. So he's circumventing it very cleverly. A proper promoter, yeah, is going to have to come out on camera and explain why you won't work with the other networks to give us fights. He doesn't do that. He stays quiet like a shit. While we're always arguing why these fights ain't being made. He's more accountable to Showtime than he is the boxing fans. In all truth, the only people who should be concerned about winning and losing is the coaches and the boxers. The promoters to a degree, but f them. F the promoters unless they're serving us up some good ish. You know what I'm saying? And entertainment was provided yesterday by Anthony Yarde. But Anthony Yarde for me is frustrating. Anthony Yarde's 12 amateur fights shouldn't be used to explain why he hasn't succeeded against the likes of a Kovalev in the late phase of his title career, losing to Linden, who hasn't rose above domestic level as yet, avenging the loss, and then losing in an excellent fight against Artur Beterbiev. The reason his 12 fights shouldn't be used to explain why in 2 title attempts he hasn't been able to get a world title is not fitting for me, for Anthony Yarde. Maybe another boxer, but not Anthony Yarde. Because, and you got to give Tunde credit, whatever they're doing in the gym and producing in the ring as pros, you can see evidence that, yo, this guy should be murdering the game. He should be murdering everything. Just watching it is frustrating. Because, listen, I've watched boxing. I've watched the British light heavyweights. I've seen Clinton Woods. I know his career. I know Dennis Andrews' career. John Conte. Our light heavyweight champions. Joe Calzaghe. Ring Magazine light heavyweight champion. I know it all, bruh. I don't need no fucking research or nothing. And look, nothing is easy. Nothing is easy. Beating Beterbiev isn't easy. But Yarde, to me, like, when I see Yarde coming forward with the high guard, he looks like a menace, bruh. Like an absolute menace. And that's exactly how I said how he's got to fight Lyndon Arthur in the rematch. And when he did, I was like, whoa. Let's keep it a buck. Lyndon, or Pat Barrett, ain't going to say it. Big up Pat Barrett, one of my favourite British fighters. But Lyndon was a little intimidated, wasn't he? And when he was doing it yesterday and attacking the body, I was like, yo. So why is all that potential not getting the desired results? Since doing YouTube, I've developed certain theories. And I haven't just randomly, yeah, that's that. No. This is calculated study. There's a few ways to do this. And we're going to use Anthony Yarde's 2020, coming back from the Kovalev defeat. He fought that guy in Spain, who wasn't a light heavy, and had a 4-48-3 record. Dex Spellman, another journeyman, and Lyndon Arthur, a loss. Lyndon Arthur, the only opponent who's borderline world class. And some listening to the video might say you're being kind, even saying he's borderline world class. I disagree with that. Lyndon is dabbling around British title, Commonwealth, European level, so he has to be borderline world class. At least borderline. If you're going to fight at that level, there should be at least 7-6 fights for that 2020. At least. 5 at a minimum. 5 at a minimum. Either you're going to fight infrequently and up the level of the opposition, or fight at that same level, but you've got to up the quantity of fights. The fight had terrific ebb and flow. Yarde was coming back from punches that, as Boxing Wave said, would have knocked out other light heavies. Yarde has a few flaws that look like they could be ironed out and come back again. And he can win a world title. He can win it. He will win it if he wants it. If this defeat doesn't change him mentally, he will win it. He's got too much tools. He can't afford to go down as a Kirkland Lang. Yeah, the most gifted boxers who didn't win world titles. He can't afford to be a Harold Graham. Because you're just going to be ridden with regret when your career's over. Give me Beterbiev over Bivol. Now, I like Bivol. I like the scientific boxing and all that. But give me Beterbiev over Bivol. The last 2 performances, bruh. Last 18 or 19. We are witnessing a generational talent in that guy there. And that's why we got such a good fight. Because we have a British contender who has tool upon tool upon tool, but doesn't quite know what to do with all of them. And we have a savvy, physically imposing Beterbiev. He is the most fan-friendly Eastern European fighter. For some reason, he's not the most popular Eastern European fighter. More entertaining than Golovkin, Kovalev. Then again, Kovalev was really good. More entertaining than Bivol, Lomachenko, and Usyk. I'm not going to break down the fight again. I went live. Well, I didn't go live. I went post-fight. And I've done predictions on it. But Frank will be disappointed. He had to pay out a lot to get Beterbiev over here. but it hasn't worked out too bad. If Yarde is still hungry for it, he has a potential draw on his hands in Yarde. He's shown a lot of qualities that can make him box office, a whole lot. One of the more entertaining British fighters that I've seen in a long time. I was like enthralled by the fight. To be honest with you, I've watched it about 4 times. It was that good to me. There was good boxing. There was a bit of leaky defense by both men. They threw tremendously hard punches. They were very quick for 175 pounders. It was good. It was really good. It was entertaining, you know, ebb and flow, back and forth. And Yarde came up trumps in defeat.
Everyone who tuned in, everyone who was posting, tuned in on BT Sports, Top Rank, ESPN, social media, appreciate you all. Pure appreciation. It was good. I'll be back.
The first mistake I saw Yarde make was a critical mistake. You know, like he got tagged. And although he fought on bravely, as, you know, a quality fighter does, and he is quality, he has got a lot of good qualities. Someone said it in the hangout. Yarde admires his work too much. And was it the third? He was getting off and he was tagging BETERBIEV. And you could see he wanted to survey the situation if he had done any damage. But he was looking too long. And BETERBIEV caught him with that big, was it left hook? He caught him with that left hook and he hurt him pretty badly at the end of the round. And like I said, inactivity, lack of world-class opposition, all of your flaws. You're always going to have some flaws regardless, but regular competition, a good level of competition is the only way you have a chance not to make them mistakes. You eradicate all them bad habits before you get in there with a BETERBIEV. Yo, I hope they make this BETERBIEV and Bivol fight ASAP. Let's get that done. Scorecards. Well, some people thought Yarde was ahead. Some people thought BETERBIEV was ahead. It was close. But BETERBIEV's own corner were telling him that he was behind. They were telling him he was behind. So you can argue with them. My take, it's a little immaterial. It's a 12-round fight and it ended in 8. So it's not like Artar was in danger of losing his straps, was it? But, you know, if you're interested, Yarde was ahead officially on 2 of the scorecards. Jerome Lettis had Artur BETERBIEV ahead 66-67. Junbei Lim had Yarde ahead 68-65. And Robin Taylor had Yarde ahead 67-66. Some may say home cooking. I say, yeah, doesn't matter.